Wisconsin Democrats are off to the races after the governor says he won't seek a third term. Who's launching a campaign already?
And a UW program shutters due to federal funding cuts. We'll tell you how many people will lose their jobs.
And soaring temperatures are on the way back up into the lower 90s. But how high will those heat index values be Sunday and Monday? I'm going to let you know in a couple minutes.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live at 4 and happy Friday to us all.
Made it till the end of the week, and we're starting with the weather today. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is here with a look at your weekend forecast. Alex?
Yeah, let's start off with the temperatures. That's really the biggest part of the weather story. Two parts, heat and, well, three. Heat, humidity, and shower and storm chances. We'll do 84 on Saturday, then all the way up to 90 degrees as we head towards Sunday, going on into Monday into the lower 90s. We're going to have some high heat index values as well before those temperatures take a big dip as we go out into next week. So get ready for another very warm and then a very hot Sunday going on into Monday. Right now, we're at 81 out there, 85 in the Dells, 82 in Janesville, 83 in Boscobel. It's humid out there as we plan our evening. Temperature staying very close to 80. We've had plenty of clouds out there, and I expect those clouds to stick around with temperatures dipping down to that muggy right around 70 overnight tonight. We can't rule out an isolated storm. We can't rule out a couple scattered showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. Coming up when you see me next, I'll track those showers and storms. Who can expect them tonight going into Saturday, and then how high that heat index value is going to go. Get ready in a few minutes.
All right, Alex, thank you. We have an update on what police are calling a targeted shooting earlier this week on Madison's north side. Police say the victim is dead and the department is transitioning to a homicide investigation. Just after 4 o'clock Tuesday morning, officers responded to Schlimgen Avenue for calls of shots fired. They arrived to find a 30-year-old man with gunshot wounds. First responders took him to the hospital in critical condition. Later that afternoon, police searched an apartment on West Washington Avenue, and their officers found a gun. They haven't been able to link it to the shooting yet. Officers did detain multiple people, though, including a person of interest.
A 34-year-old man is in custody for a shooting that happened in the Dells earlier this week. Police say officers arrested him last night in Chicago. Wednesday afternoon, EMS and police responded to the area of U.S. Highway 1216 and Fitzgerald Road for a man with a gunshot wound. He was then taken to the hospital for treatment. The investigation led officers to a home on Commercial Avenue, where they believe the shooting happened. The suspect hasn't been formally charged yet. The victim remains in the hospital.
92 people in Wisconsin are losing their jobs due to federal funding cuts. Today, the University of Wisconsin announced the end of its extension program that provides nutrition education to thousands of people. The UW says the president's One Big Beautiful Bill eliminated funding for SNAP Ed, which financed the program known as FoodWise. All of Wisconsin's congressional Republicans voted in favor of that bill. The university says it's exploring alternatives to sustain some of the program's work. And in response to the news, Wisconsin's Democratic members of Congress released a joint statement reading in part, quote, "Sadly, we are watching vital resources that Wisconsin families rely on to stay healthy and help put food on the table being stripped away." Also, Republicans in Congress and President Trump can give out tax breaks for the wealthy.
Wisconsin Democrats are gearing up for the first gubernatorial race without an incumbent in more than a decade. The first person to announce her candidacy, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez. She launched her campaign less than 24 hours after Governor Evers announced his retirement. Before serving with the governor, Rodriguez worked as a nurse and then for the CDC. In 2020, she ran for state assembly, ousting a Republican incumbent. In announcing her candidacy this morning, Rodriguez explained what her priorities would be if elected.
We've got a real shot at flipping the state legislature. And with the Democratic governor, we can finally expand Medicaid and boost our healthcare workforce. We can strengthen our farms, unions, and small businesses, fund our public schools, and give teachers the raise they've earned.
In response to the lieutenant governor's announcement, Republican candidate Bill Berrien said Rodriguez will continue Governor Evers' policies that have kept Wisconsin in what he calls stuck in reverse.
There is some positive news for both home buyers and sellers.
Kyle Pozorski is digging into the latest report out this week.
Each month, the Wisconsin Realtors Association puts out a new report on the state of Wisconsin's housing market. The latest for the month of June found sales and prices have both gone up. However, when digging deeper into the report, there's some negative signs for buyers located in Dane County. Year over year, there was a 5.2% dip in sales for the county, creating a worse situation for buyers. Dave Clark is a consultant for the WRA.
And that's in part reflective of the fact that their inventories are down. You have fewer homes available for sale. You're gonna record fewer sales.
He says that while Dane County moved in the direction of favoring sellers, that's not the case statewide, as inventory is improving. Rural parts of the state are specifically seeing about 5 months of inventory, close to a balanced market of 6 months. Dane County's inventory was at 4 months in the latest report, staying in a seller's market. In Madison, Kyle Pazorski, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Kyle. And there's also positive news for the prices of those homes in Dane County. Year over year, the median price only rose 0.1%.
Well, pickleball's popularity, you probably know, is increasing across the country.
And if you're interested in getting in on the action, Madison Magazine's editor joins us later on with the ultimate guide to the sport in the city.
Plus, Alex is tracking some storms and a high heat index for the weekend. He'll tell us when to expect those conditions in his first warn forecast.
And the president jets off amid fallout over his handling of the Epstein files. What DOJ officials are doing today to mitigate public pushback. It's day 3 of Packers training camp today up in Green Bay.
News 3 Now senior Packers writer Jason Wilde was there speaking with players ahead of their first padded practice, and he gives us a rundown on what he heard and what happened at the shareholders meeting.
How you doing, everybody? Jason Wilde at Lambeau Field. Big day here at the stadium as the torch is passed. Team president and CEO Mark Murphy, having reached the mandatory retirement age of 70, gets a standing ovation at the beginning of the annual shareholders meeting, and then near the end, transfers power to Ed Policy, his successor as president and CEO. But a lot of football as well. Third day of practices. Players have a day off on Saturday before the first padded practice on Sunday. But I did spend some time talking with wide receiver Christian Watson, who continues to work his way back from a torn ACL suffered in the last game of the season in January. He feels good about his progress. You can read about all that at channel3000.com. And don't forget to sign up for our newsletter so you get all the news delivered to your inbox every single day.
Jason, you're reading my mind. To sign up for Jason Wilde's Extra Point newsletter, head over to the Packers page on the Channel 3000 website.
The Trump administration is releasing billions of dollars in grants it was previously withholding. The more than $6 billion were for adult literacy, English language instruction, and other programs. On July 1st, the administration said it was pausing that funding as part of a review to ensure spending aligned with the White House's priorities. The freeze faces multiple lawsuits, including from a coalition Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul was part of.
Meanwhile, the president is in Scotland today. He arrived in the country as questions swirl about his handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Earlier this week, the Wall Street Journal reported that the Department of Justice told the president in May that his name appears multiple times in the files. The White House has called that report a lie. Today, for a second time, the DOJ interviewed Epstein co-conspirator and convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell. Her lawyer says she answered their questions without asking for anything in return.
Of course, everybody knows Miss Maxwell would welcome any relief. She's been in very difficult conditions for 5 years.
President Trump says he has not considered a pardon for Maxwell. The president says he plans to talk trade with foreign leaders during his overseas trip as his tariff deadline quickly approaches.
CBS parent company Paramount Global will be able to complete its merger with Skydance Media. The FCC greenlit the deal just weeks after Paramount agreed to settle with the Trump administration for $16 million, and just days after Paramount fired Stephen Colbert. The Trump administration had the final say on whether this merger got approved. Critics suggest the lawsuit settlement may have played a part in that.
Let's check Wall Street to end the work week today. The Dow closed up 208 points. The Nasdaq is up 50 and the S&P 500 is up 25.
More than 100 million Americans are facing heat alerts across the country, and parts of the Southwest are dealing with more flash flooding. New Mexico was hit with more flash flooding, leading to road closures and the rescue of at least 5 people who were trapped by the rushing water. Heavy rains and thunderstorms are also making their way through Chicago, where temperatures are creeping into the triple digits. That heat index is spreading toward the northeast, but pool goers are ready for it.
In the water as much as possible when we're not out in the water, running that AC.
I know several ways how to swim. I know frog, I know doggy paddle, I know freestyle.
Oh, she is ready. A cool front is coming through the northeast tonight, but parts of the south will not be as lucky next week.
And some summer heat is coming our way this weekend and next week as well. Alex is here in the studio. How's the weather looking for us?
Sizzling. By the time we get to the end of the upcoming weekend, we'll do 84 Saturday, but 90, then 92 on Monday. But summer in Wisconsin oftentimes will have that cold front. A cold front will come through on Tuesday, and those temperatures crash as we go later into next week. Crashing, I should say, to where we should be, if not just a little bit below. Alert day conditions Sunday and Monday for that heat dome building back up into southern Wisconsin. Heat index values as high as 105 degrees. Here's a glimpse of that Monday afternoon. 107 in Madison, 108 in Janesville, 107 in the Wisconsin River Valley. Some places could close in on 110 degrees, and that will put us into those heat bulletins, no doubt. It's part of the 3 things you need to know. We got storms in the forecast, a little fog, shower and storm chances Saturday and Sunday and Monday. That hot stuff coming back towards southern Wisconsin. Here as we take a look at Future Track, a couple of isolated showers and storms, Mineral Point to Janesville at 8 o'clock. And again, isolated is key. Best chance is going to be along U.S. Highway 151 and south and east as we go into the Saturday morning time frame. As we go into Saturday afternoon, I expect those showers and storms to start to dwindle and press off towards the south and east. We can't rule out a strong storm Sunday going into Sunday night as that bubble of heat moves up into the area. Gusty winds and heavy rainfall would be the main threats with that line of storms. A little bit later in our newscast, join us again for that last half hour. I'll give you a glimpse of what that cluster of showers and storms will look like. So I'll step out of the way here. Look at that early chances of storms on Saturday, watching nighttime storm chances for Sunday, and then another round Tuesday going into Wednesday with that muggy meter, that yellow line staying very humid to oppressive all the way through Monday, and then changes. Here we go. That's that Tuesday, Wednesday cold front. A couple thunderstorms with that cold front, and then ushering in cooler, refreshing, less humid conditions to round out the end of next week going into the following weekend. How about that?
How about that indeed? Well, thank you, Alex. Oh, do you want to have a ball, but you're in a pickle because you just can't find something fun to do?
Well, you could try pickleball. Next, the editor of Madison magazine is here to show us how the sport is growing in the Madison area. Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the United States, and it's also making quite the impression here in Madison. You may have noticed more and more courts are popping up all over the area.
Yeah, it's busy, y'all. The sport is the cover story for Madison Magazine's August issue, and I'm talking with editor Andy Bailing about why the sport is just grabbing people of all ages. Well, Andy Bailing, thanks for being on with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So this cover story for August is all about pickleball. And I have to wonder, is pickleball having a moment, or has it always been the moment and we're just like reacquainting ourselves with it?
Right, yeah, I feel like it's having a moment, but I feel like it's here to stay with over 50 million players in the U.S. worldwide, and that number is just continuing to skyrocket. And people in Madison love this game, and I learned that as I jumped into reporting this story.
Yeah, so when you wrote this story, you and your co-author, you put yourselves right in it. What was that like to be a player, and was that your first time?
It was, yeah. Me and Anna Katakis, our digital editor, her and I had never played the game before, so we're like, all right, let's take a lesson. We took a lesson with the Kappa president, who gave us a quick lesson and showed us the ropes, and I think we caught that like pickleball bug that people say that they catch, and then it's kind of addictive that people like to go out and play because it's a super social game too. It's very it's good for your health. Like there are so many benefits to this game that people are just falling in love.
And there's the cover and there's the spread of it, and I love this because it's not just an article, but you basically have a guide where to find the courts, kind of what to do. You profile players of it. So what can people expect when they read it? And I guess, what did you learn?
Yeah, I mean, there's this whole language associated to the game that is funny to hear, some of these insider kind of words. And we really did want to approach it as a guide to help people that want to get into the game by profiling the people and showing that this is a really friendly game, that people want to have more people step onto courts. And we also were really passionate about putting together a map, and we partnered with a local artist, Stephen Kennedy of Lat Long Shop. He created this map.
It's so nice too. You could hang it up.
Yeah, yep. And he's going to be selling them. We're going to be selling them with a subscription. It was just a fun. He does these maps as part of his business. And we're like, hey, would you do a pickleball court map? It was hard to do because there's over 100 courts in Madison.
I had no idea. I mean, I knew that they were kind of popping up and popping up in other places, but when you see them up there, I mean, that's a lot of real estate.
It's a lot, and it's funny, as Anna and I were working on this, it's almost that phenomenon where you hear about something for the first time and then you start seeing it everywhere. That absolutely happened to us after this. It's like you look, you're driving in your car and you see a court there, or you see a game there, or you hear someone talking about it in conversation. So yeah, it's pickleball is having a moment here in Madison, and we're here for it.
I highlighted this, in the article. It's a husband and wife game, a father-son game, a grandma and granddaughter game, a retiring college student game. Pickleball has no age limit. It's very approachable, and one of the, I guess, pros that you interviewed was playing with his son, and that's kind of nice to see, because sometimes we think sports, it's just for one age, or you can age out of it, but you can play this no matter what.
Totally. The fact that this is an intergenerational, game for people is huge. That, yeah, you can be on the court with your grandkid and play it. And yeah, the story of Dave Weinbach, who lives here in Madison. He's the winningest player in pickleball in all of the United States. It's kind of cool. He's kind of a pickleball celebrity here. His whole family is obsessed with the game, and his youngest, Sam, who is a UW student, he's a pro player. He's one of the youngest pro players out there. So they play, and they ran into each other at a couple of tournaments, which I thought was just hilarious to run into your dad, who they know him as the Badger, is his Dave Weinbach's nickname. They run it, oh, you're the Badger's kid. And he's trying to make his own name for himself, so it's pretty cool.
I would say so. So without giving away everything, what do you think the future holds for pickleball in this area?
Yeah, I dug into that in one of the pieces in this package about the kind of economic element of this sport, and I think we're going to be seeing more kind of, trying not to give it away. There's a couple of really cool things coming in the Madison area, but there's these complexes that they're adding food and drink elements to it. It's really an experiential thing, and lots of cool things popping up in terms of the facilities that we're seeing. So,
speaking of experiential, I experienced pickleball for the first time over one of these last weekends. I played. Oh, there he is. Look at that's my game face. And you're exactly right. I was very nervous because I'm not a big sports person, and I will say that in school I wasn't picked last, but I wasn't picked first. So very nervous. Some friends explained how to play it, and you know what? I felt good about it, and I would do it again.
Did you? Good.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people feel when they first jump into the game. It's very friendly. People want to teach you how to play, and once you feel that, it's like, oh, I want to go back.
Yeah, great workout, good socializing. So I think it's great that you are highlighting this and showing off just another wonderful piece of Madison, as Madison Magazine does.
Totally. We're going to have to play pickleball.
Okay,
now.
I'm ready. We'll put that on next time.
Oh, God, please no.
Andy, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you love it?
I had a lot of fun. I'm not ready to go pro, but I'll do it again.
I love it too.
Yeah.
Have you ever played, Alex?
No, never done it.
Okay, we have to have a newsroom pickleball tournament.
Yeah, ready.
Yeah.
Pickleball stands. Let's go.
It's going to be a little warm to be playing pickleball or anything else this weekend.
Yeah, you might want to consider something indoors. Pickleball indoors. How about we do that for the weekend? A couple storms tonight going on into Saturday morning, especially for Madison areas to the south and east. It'll be muggy on Saturday, but doable, in my opinion, to be outside. It's Sunday and Monday when that heat is really going to make a return, with heat index values approaching 105 degrees both Sunday afternoon and especially Monday afternoon. And you're going to want to definitely join us in that next 30 minutes here in the 4 o'clock hour. I'm going to track that cluster of storms Sunday into Sunday night and let folks know in southern Wisconsin who has the best chance of seeing the possibility of some of those strong storms that's coming up.
All right, thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. Still ahead on Live at 4, the Democrats prepare for a primary after the governor announces he won't run again.
Will Keneally joins us with the state of the race when we're back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. We've made it to the end of our very, very muggy week.
Yes, it's Friday, and where you want to be is on the water. Let's take a look outside today.
Ooh.
Isn't that an interesting looking boat?
Yeah. I wonder if they have room for us.
The sails are beautiful. What a great place to be on an afternoon like this. The weather words today: a few storms before another sizzle.
Alex, you're not sailing right now. You're going to show us what our forecast looks like.
I'm going to show you the sizzle. The sizzle is Sunday going on into Monday. At least it's short-lived, so we're not going to have an extensive period of dangerous heat. But nonetheless, Sunday going on into Monday, we are expecting dangerous heat index values pressing 105 degrees. That's going to be for all of southern Wisconsin. Here's a glimpse of what you can expect on Monday afternoon, which I think will be the hottest of the 2 days. This is the feels-like factor to your body as high as 107. That's a pretty common number across all of southern Wisconsin. That's actually a degree or two above what we were experiencing on Wednesday with that oppressive heat and humidity. But we also got storm chances in the future coming up in a little bit. We're going to track thunderstorm chances overnight into going on into Saturday. Who has the best chance of those storms? And I want to give you a glimpse of some storms that may get some of southern Wisconsin as we get to Sunday going on into Sunday night. More on that in a few minutes when you see me in just a little while.
Thank you, Alex. The former Sun Prairie staff member who's accused of having child pornography is expected to make his first court appearance next week. This is Robert Gilkey-Meisegeier. The 30-year-old is a former dean of students and physical education teacher at Sun Prairie West High School. He's facing 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a child, 49 counts of possession of child pornography, 1 count of possession of virtual child pornography, and 1 count of failure to report abused or neglected children by a school administrator.
I'm determined to do everything we possibly can in the 4 walls of these police departments to make sure that we hold people accountable for their criminal acts. As a parent, it's maddening. It's to the point where, like, why is this happening? It's a plethora of questions in my mind, but I have faith, and I know for a fact that everybody inside the Sun Prairie Police Department is working to protect their children.
The chief says some of this happened at Sun Prairie West with students at West High School. Sun Prairie Police Department first informed families about this investigation in June. We'll have more details about this case and resources for survivors on our website right now.
Well, in Wisconsin in 2020, the black female homicide victimization rate was double the previous years.
Local Representative Sheila Stubbs is trying again to create a state task force focused on African American women and girls and says it needs investment from lawmakers to make any change. Arman Rahman is at the Capitol with the story.
To get a state law enforcement task force created focused on missing and murdered African American women and girls, State Representative Sheila Stubbs says the third time now has to be the charm.
We say no more to the disappearance of our loved ones. We say no more to the lack of resources, the lack of awareness.
That we included the mothers of Janiah Walker and Sade Robinson, the 19-year-old from Milwaukee who was killed and dismembered last April. Attorney General Josh Kaul requested roughly $180,000 for the task force over the next 2 years, but the Republican-controlled Budget Writing Committee dropped that from the state budget. Stubbs is still pushing for that task force, though, introducing it in a separate bill. It calls for a 17-member task force to improve data collection and develop methods to address and reduce violence.
It is not fair to these victims and their families that they have to continue to wait for this legislature to do something. How much more longer must we wait before the state that we live in decides to do something with the worst disparity in the nation?
The bill now heads to the Assembly and Senate. Tonight at 6, I asked the late Sade Robinson's mother how much this task force means to her and her daughter's legacy. Reporting at the state capitol, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Arman. We're continuing to follow the story of Governor Evers announcing that he will not run for re-election next year.
And that's paved the way for an open primary for that seat. And already, Evers' lieutenant governor announced this morning she will run for the top job. Political reporter Will Keneally is breaking all of that down on this week's For the Record.
Well, guys, this is one of those weeks where we had a great show lined up, but then the breaking news happened. So what we do know now is that this will be an open primary shaping next year's elections. We sat down with Dane County Congressman Mark Pocan, who's been behind the scenes for some of these primaries, essentially being a referee there, making sure that the candidates don't step out of line. We asked him what is ahead for that 2026 election.
I wish everyone well who runs in the various primaries, and after August I'll probably get involved in backing people, whoever wins obviously the nomination. But right now my focus really, it's so important to have a majority in both houses in the state and in the U.S. House of Representatives that I'm going to put all my efforts towards that.
Now you can see more from our interview with Pocan coming up this Sunday at 10:30 right here on For the Record.
Do you have some other behind-the-scenes tidbits that you can share with us?
Yeah, so this is one of those where we have about 7-ish candidates rumored to be running, so you go down the list. And anybody who might know anything, we reached out to all of them. So we do have a little bit of insights into it. One of the candidates rumored to maybe be running, Kelda Royce, we'll have her on, as well as a little bit of insight into the Rodriguez run. And Josh Call is one of those names being floated. So we'll take a grand look at all of that.
Very exciting. Here we go. We'll see you at 10:30 Sunday morning for the Record. Will, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, News 3 Now will be closely watching this race. Of course, you can receive updates directly to your phone as soon as more people announce their potential candidacies with the free Channel 3000 mobile app.
With concerts back at Camp Randall, bars are ready for a boost as well.
Our Badger Beat reporter, Kayla Dembeck, is looking at whether it's bringing a boom to local businesses.
Plus, Alex Harrington is tracking some storms and hot weather early next week. He'll show you just how hot it will get in his First Warn forecast.
Plus, this weekend, new movies are hitting streaming platforms. Local film critic Will Loper tells you what's worth watching and where to find it when Live at 4 returns.
There are plenty of new movies available to stream right at home to beat the heat this weekend.
Film critic Will Loper has some suggestions.
Welcome to Halifax, last stop on the Underground Railroad. Everybody step off with their own story. Boy, do I got one for you.
Go on an adventure with Washington Black, newly streaming on Hulu.
We must leave. Do you understand? It is time to fly.
Based off the best-selling novel, the series tells the story of a young scientific prodigy who builds a flying machine and sets off on a global journey.
Surrender to no one.
At this moment, rescue workers are laboring to recover and identify the remains of Jaja Korda, international businessman, maverick in the fields of armaments and aviation, among the richest men in Europe.
Watch a star-studded cast in The Phoenician Scheme, newly streaming on Peacock.
Our objective, disrupting, obstructing, impeding, crippling Korda's enterprise in any manner possible.
Director Wes Anderson's latest film follows Benicio del Toro as he schemes his way through investors for a new business venture.
Is this supposed to be here? It was under the lunch trolley.
Oh dear.
30 years ago, I decided to give golf a try. But even when you're at the top of your game, you can always shank one.
And head back to the golf course with Happy Gilmore 2, newly streaming on Netflix.
Happy Gilmore is breaking in yet another caddy he just met.
All right, we're gonna go. See, but you bring those. Those always come. All right, that's it. They got a strap if you want to use the strap.
Adam Sandler returns as the title character, this time playing golf to help pay for his daughter's ballet school.
You've been watching me play, Mr. Gilmore. So inspiring.
My dad loved you, man. I am so sorry.
Give him here. I got some Gorilla Glue.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
Well, that brings back memories.
I hope it's as good as the first one.
Yeah.
Did you like the first one?
Yeah, it's a big part of my childhood, so I'll be watching this.
Coming up on Live at 4, Alex has your first warn forecast.
And later, we'll tell you when and where you can go celebrate members of the LGBTQ+ community who have disabilities this weekend. Well, here's a live look over Lake Mendota with our Edgewater Sky Cam. I see a few boats out on the lake right now.
I love that shot.
Isn't it pretty?
People gathering on the Memorial Union Terrace on a Friday night, that's the place to be. Well, News 3 Now and SSM Health's Time for Kids digital playbook campaign continues helping families navigate the ever-changing digital world.
And the digital world isn't just about safety and responsibility. It's also a space for fun and creativity. Online platforms offer opportunities to learn new skills, explore hobbies, and share special moments with loved ones anywhere. Families can talk about how they like to express creativity online. A child psychiatrist with SSM Health warns not all digital spaces are the same. He says sharing content on social media can sometimes hurt self-esteem, especially for teens, while creative platforms can encourage growth.
Say, what games do you play on Roblox? Show me those, right? And then how have you gotten good at them? And what are the tough ones, right? This is all pushing the kid to teach you, which then is going to show you what they're really interested in and what they're, they have tough time with.
Be sure to download our digital device guide and contract so you can start the conversation at home and sign a contract at the end with your children. You can find a link to that on this story on channel3000.com.
Well, Coldplay fans didn't just fill up Camp Randall Stadium during their concert last weekend. They also filled bars across campus as well.
It was a busy time. Our Badger Beat reporter Kayla Dembeck has a look at how the Coldplay concert brought energy and revenue to campus.
Yeah, so last weekend, Coldplay brought 50,000 fans to Camp Randall, but the party started hours before the show. Bars around campus were packed, giving local businesses a major boost during what's usually a slower summer season. Whether it's a concert or football game, bar owners remind fans to have fun, but be respectful of the venues and the staff. At the end of the day, it's about celebrating the music and enjoying the moment.
I feel like everyone I know was at that concert.
Except us.
Yeah, except for us.
Yeah.
It looked like a great time.
It was the first time in 30 years
Long time,
that there was a concert at Camp Randall, and then there were two.
Yeah.
There was Coldplay and
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
So why the change now? Why are concerts back?
Yeah, so I got to sit down with one of the workers for Camp Randall, and he explained to me it's for two reasons. First off, they've been working with a local promoter for years to bring back concerts, and also the updated alcohol policies at Camp Randall were another deciding factor. So now people are able to purchase alcohol in the stadium.
Interesting, and they went very well. There weren't a lot of problems, so hopefully there will be more to come.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I believe there is a golf event happening sometime this summer, and then as far as concerts go, I guess we'll just have to see. Yeah.
It felt like a tailgating, a football Saturday, didn't it, downtown?
Yeah. So, Reba McEntire, if you're watching and you're looking for a venue.
Kayla, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Speaking of concerts, there is that country music fair in Mount Horeb this weekend. How's the weather looking for them, Alex?
It's looking a bit on the warm and muggy side, both Saturday and on Sunday, especially Sunday, Monday, as dangerous heat builds back into southern Wisconsin, with heat index values pushing 105 degrees, a repeat of what we just experienced last Wednesday. This is what we're up against across all of southern Wisconsin by the time we get to the late afternoon, early evening hours of Monday. You're going to definitely want to make sure that you know where your cool spot is. Get in the AC if you can and hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Sunday and Monday as heat index values approach 105 to maybe even locally 110 degrees. Part of the three things you need to know before the heat and humidity: scattered showers and thunderstorms preceding that heat building back in to southern Wisconsin. We see that. We're on future track, a couple scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm stretching from Mineral Point over to Janesville around 9 o'clock. But as soon as they get going, they pop up and then they fizzle but as we head towards Saturday morning, a little bit better of a chance of showers and thunderstorms stretching from US Highway 151. That stretches from, Dodgeville up to Madison, up towards Juneau, over towards the Beaver Dam area, and areas south towards the Wisconsin-Illinois border, standing the best chances for those showers and thunderstorms. Wisconsin River Valley may be about as far north as those showers and storms get. Clouds hanging around on Saturday. That will hold those temperatures down into the 80s as those showers and storms press off towards the south and towards the east. Now, I've been teasing this for about an hour that we're expecting strong storms as we go into Sunday, going into Sunday night. And this is what one of our latest weather models is indicating. Widening things out here. Watch up towards Eau Claire, that's north and west of La Crosse. Early morning hours of Monday. So this is very late Sunday night, early Monday morning. A cluster of thunderstorms gets its act together and quickly sweeps through the southern part of the state with possibility of strong winds and heavy rainfall. Very similar to what we experienced just the other morning, but that cluster came up from the south and west. This one's coming in from the north and west, but behind that, that heat and humidity will build back in. Let's recap here. Isolated storm chances through Saturday, watching those Sunday night chances for the potential for stronger storms, and one more round on Tuesday going on into Wednesday. That's behind that cold front that will end the sizzling heat as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. Look at that, upper 70s by day, mid to upper 50s by night. So cool and refreshing weather is on its way back to southern Wisconsin. We just have to get through a couple of hot days first. More on festivities on Atwood Avenue this weekend when Live at 4 continues.
The 10th annual Disability Pride Festival is coming to Warner Park tomorrow from noon to 5.
Activities include Parade by Forward, marching band, more than 70 exhibitions, and family-friendly games. There will also be local artists and performers, all with different abilities, as well as food, drinks, and a designated quiet area. And Atwood Fest is also back this weekend. Atwood Avenue will be shut down from Monty's Blue Plate Diner to Tex Tubbs. The festival kicks off at noon tomorrow. Beforehand, percussionists called the Handphibians will split into 4 groups and get together for the Convergence Rally and Parade. Food, live music, and craft vendors will all follow. Looks like a good time. Big weekend.
Lots of fun festivals this summer. Do you think Saturday will be the better day than Sunday?
Yeah, I think so. We got that shower chance in the morning going into the early afternoon, but that's going to clear out of the area as we get later into the afternoon on Saturday. And it will be still warm and humid, but not that real hot, humid stuff that we're expecting on Sunday. Muggy tonight, a couple showers. Can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm. Temperatures in the upper 60s to right around 70. And then here are those temperatures, especially from Madison areas to the north, where we have the better chance for having dry conditions in the 80s, upper 70s, but it will be muggy everywhere on Saturday and hot and humid stuff Sunday into Monday with heat index values up to 105 degrees.
All right, Alex, thank you. We'll be right back. Coming up Monday on Live at 4, film critic Will Loper will review the new movies that open at the box office over the weekend. And straight ahead tonight at 5, Kyle Pozorski brings us some good news if you're looking to buy or sell your home. Thanks for watching Live at 4 on this Friday afternoon. Have a great weekend, everybody. We hope to see you back here on Monday. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.